Testing. Whoa. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for coming. My name is Alva, Lisa Alva. I'm a teacher at Roosevelt High School. I've been there for 15 years, since you were born. Thank you for coming to our town hall meeting. So I have a few ground rules as we get started. First of all, I want everybody to understand that we're looking for answers today. We're seeking for solutions. So no one is here because they want to destroy anything. We're all here because we want to build Roosevelt and save it and move it forward for the future. So everybody has good intentions, and it's important for us to remember that. So we're seeking solutions today. And so if you come up with a problem, please be ready to say a solution for that, or for somebody else's problem. The agendas are posted here and there. Please observe our agenda. I'm going to do my best to stick to the times. And you should have little 3x5 cards for questions or comments. As you have questions or comments, some of our Rough Rider cheerleaders are going to collect them. So when I ask for them, who are my two girls that are helping? Thank you, ladies. I appreciate you. They'll pick up the question or comment cards. And then you'll be called on to ask your question. So make sure your name is on your comment card. And then any urgent items that we don't get to today will be moved, they'll be saved and prioritized for a separate meeting. Okay, so the first thing on our agenda is a bit of history of Roosevelt High School, and we have a historian with us here today. This is Mr. Olenek, and he is a social study. Go ahead. Show some love. So Mr. Olenek is going to tell us what's been up at Roosevelt for about the last 10 years.
I'll probably do it without saying. I'll need it.
No, use it. Come on.
Oh, no. They trust me.
I can't hear you.
Hear my voice. Okay. You really want me to? Okay. Well, let's see. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if I can actually make this work. Yes. Okay. Here's where the story starts as far as I'm concerned. In 2008, when we went through accreditation at Roosevelt, I'm saying we, even though I wasn't there yet, we received a one-year probationary accreditation. For those of you that don't know, this is real bad. No, first time out, 1 year. All right, real bad, okay? Because that means your diplomas wouldn't count. Okay. Can't hear back there? Do like low talking and all this stuff? Okay. Next year, we got some big changes taking place. A 3-year accreditation. Hey, we pulled it off. 3 years is okay. All right, but we also got a new principal, Dr. Frary, and that's when we agreed to join up with the partnership. And the partnership was basically a turnaround organization. That means they exist to improve schools. Keep that in mind. Did that come out all right? No, that came out bad. Okay, I got all jumbled, but here's the bottom line. Roosevelt was going to be restructured according to PLOS and their research in the following ways. We were going to go from a year-round school with 12 learning communities. We were going to go onto a traditional schedule, make that 7 design teams, and then from there, we were going to transition into 7 small schools. And, here we go. 2009, 2010, we make the shift to the 7 design teams. All right. Now we've got 7 small schools. This is the year I show up. And with the 7 small schools, they each have a principal. But there's still another principal on campus, Dr. Frary. So that adds to some of the confusion. By the way, the 7 small school principals technically weren't principals because they were, according to LAUSD, if they did, like each of them did a year of being a principal at Roosevelt for one of the small schools, it didn't really count as being a principal. It counted as something like an instructional expert or... Specialist. Yeah. Okay, so the 7 small schools. And Magnet already existed. ESP was off campus. Now we've got 7 schools. And some of those names are going to look familiar because they're going to kind of get reshuffled as pathways. Okay. For me, one of the saddest things I saw in my first year, when it came time to work on schedules for the students for next year, the 7 small schools competed with each other in recruiting the incoming 9th graders. We're talking people wearing t-shirts and come join our school. And that really divided the faculty, and that really divided the students. Okay, their first graduation with 7 small schools. So now they've got their separate banners, and Dr. Ferry steps down as the big principal, and then takes a job with the partnership. Okay, here we are, next year. Remember, we've already got 7 schools, they're already divided against each other, they've already had that practice. Well, now 3 of the small schools want block scheduling, and 3 don't. This ought to sound familiar for those of us who were around last year. So we ended up with 2 different bell schedules, more confusion and more division. This is kind of an ugly part. It's long. You don't need to read it. It's one of those things that I made an observation at that time. I think it was 2012. We were told by the partnership that each of the small schools had to decide which positions we could afford. As in, do we need a librarian? Do we need someone in the textbook room? Do we need a career counselor? Do we need a college counselor? Well, who would pay for those? And so each of the small schools was deciding, do we, well, we don't really want that service, so we're not going to pay for it. Do we need a nurse? Do we need a school psychologist? And what started to happen is you saw people being pitted against each other and begging for their jobs. And that's not a way to unify a campus. Okay, we managed to slide through the accreditation process. We didn't actually do a full accreditation. The WASP people basically said, okay, you guys got another year. That means another year without us getting a self-study to see where we need to improve. December of 2012, Superintendent Daisy said, Roosevelt hasn't made enough progress. You need to fix this. Guess what? That sounds like probation. Also, he said that the way we were spending money at Roosevelt, with some schools being block scheduled, others not, that was costing too much. So we had to restructure. And what ended up happening is ESP went off on its own. They went to basically affiliate with Lincoln. Their principal left to become our principal. Magnet still was its own small school. And that left 5 schools to become 1. So we got a bit of a problem here. Oh, by the way, almost all of these 7 small school principals lost their jobs.
Good. Go a little slower so you can read that. A little slower so you can read it.
Oh, okay. Now, Lisa, can you fix that so it
Bigger?
looks all big and pretty and you're ringing? Oh, sorry. I'm moving. Okay. Go look at me on the
All right.
PC.
There you
Yay!
Yeah, now we can.
Okay, here we go. So we've now got 5 schools merged into one pit of darkness, as we can't see what's there. All right, 5 small schools are merged together. LNG, Hearts, Amos, STEM. And I'm trying to figure out, just trying to remember the name because I just zoned there. And what ended up happening is when we consolidated into one school, within a few months, Mr. Bivens, as principal, said, we are going to go to have pathways, which means divide the school again. And that also started to pit faculty against each other. And in theory, we were supposed to have three pathways. We added a fourth pathway, and we were told partway through last year that pathway was eliminated because of declining student enrollment. And Mr. Bivens said that it was very possible, if he was still going to be staying, that this year another pathway would be eliminated. So we went from a 1-year probationary accreditation to a 3-year with a bunch of extensions where people didn't visit the campus to a 2-year probationary accreditation. And we also went through big changes in leadership. So, okay, I've got it. That's the question. With all the division that we've had, that's the question. Roosevelt has been a centerpiece of Boyle Heights for over 90 years. What can we, as Boyle Heights, and even though I don't live here, I consider myself part of the community, what can we do to pull the school back together, to pull a divided faculty, a divided campus back together, and make it a place that people in the community would be proud to send their kids. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Olenek, and welcome to those of you who came in a little later. I'm going to take some time to switch the PowerPoint. You should have signed in at the main lobby. You should have received several comment cards, 3x5 cards. If you have some questions for us or for Mr. Olenek or regarding the material, please write your question on a comment card, and then we'll collect those at a designated time. Our students are here and they're ready to speak as part of our panel. So I'm going to just pause for a moment. If you're thinking of something that you have a question about, now's your chance, and we'll resume in about 60 seconds.
By the way, almost all the information came out of the WASP report.
If you picked up a handout on the way in, you have a link available to Mr. Olenek's presentation on the handout. I don't have pens. I had some pencils. They were all out in the front. Maybe we can share and help each other. All right, so we're here. My name is Alva. I'm Lisa Alva. I'm a longtime teacher at Roosevelt High School. I've been there since 2001 for 15 years, and I'm very interested in saving my school and preserving it for the children of our community. So again, our ground rules are to presume positive intentions and to seek solutions. So if something occurs to you that will solve a problem, we need to know what that is. Please write it on a comment card and make sure that you leave it with me before you leave. The agendas are posted here and there. We're going to try our best to stick to the time frame that's there. And when you have a question for the panel, we'll ask you to stand up. If you put your name on your comment card, we'll allow you to ask your own question. But please remember that a question ends with a question mark. And we will ask you to stop talking after 60 seconds, just in the interest of time and fairness. And then urgent items that we don't get to today will be prioritized for the next meeting. So our agenda is a recent history of Roosevelt, and then I will talk about the WASP report, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll have the student panelists. Thank you, guys. And then we'll have another opportunity for questions and answers. Our principal was invited to come today. Our new principal, Ben Gertner, unfortunately, he was unable to attend at the last minute, so we'll continue without him. The restrooms are located right outside that door. The men's room is close to the exit, and the girls' restroom is just around the other side of the structure there. Contact information is on the handouts that you received. Can I see yours? Forgive me, I'm sorry. Okay, so you have my contact information at the bottom of this handout, as well as Mr. Olenek's and Kimberly Ortega's. Wave, Kim. That's Kimberly Ortega. She's our student body president. There you go. And if you're having a sidebar conversation or there's something that you just cannot not say, take it outside, because we're having one conversation in here, and we have time to hear you, and we will hear you. But if you really need to talk to somebody right now, please keep your voice low. As I say in the classroom, talk so I can't hear you. Okay? Also, you can comment live on Twitter. If you have a Twitter account, go ahead and open your phone, open your Twitter account, and if you type in the hashtag #HeartOfBoyleHeights, then you can comment live in a way that's going to be preserved forever. And then I can go back and look and see what your comments were. Okay? So this is a streaming, live, permanent way to have a conversation right now. As many people who want to say something, you can say whatever you want on Twitter, as long as you have a Twitter account. So it's hashtag Heart of Boyle Heights. Notice that Heights is just HTS. If you spell out Heights, you'll get another hashtag that we're keeping track of as well. Okay. So Mr. Olenek went over our history for the last 10 years. So every year we've had a significant structural change at Roosevelt High School, as Mr. Olenek explained. Since 2004, we've had a new, different school every year that's been profoundly affected by changes, and that includes declining enrollment, which feeds directly into our budget and means everything to us. In 2009, you'll see that the Roosevelt community chose to be a part of the Partnership for Los Angeles Schools, and then we had more deep and significant changes. In 2013, we had our reconsolidation. Our accreditation status right now is that we're on probation. We're on academic probation for 2 years because we deviate significantly from WASC criteria for accreditation in critical areas. WASC stands for the Western Association of Schools and Colleges, and without accreditation status, our diplomas don't count for college admittance, and they don't count for transfer. You may as well write your own diploma. It doesn't count for anything. So there are 5 areas in the WASC report. The first one is organization, governance, and leadership. Then we have curriculum, instruction, assessment, and school culture. So it's a 360-degree quality review of our school. So I'll briefly go over the findings that we got back from the WASC, showing that we deviate significantly from acceptable standards. Okay, some things are good, right? We have an array of resources in our community that are there to support all kinds of students, all kinds of ways. There's plenty of help for kids that look for it, ask for it, and want it. The question that you'll hear is to get the help to everybody. We need an outcome-based approach centered on data that's systemic. So the students have an idea for addressing this issue that you all can be involved in a regular basis, students especially. And our classroom objectives need to be lined up with 21st century skills of critical thinking, working in a team, and other kinds of things that the adults use in the workplace. Our special education scores, now our 20% of our population now is special education. I don't think it's ever been higher. Over time, our average special ed population has been about 11%, and now we're up to 18-19% in special ed. But the KC scores are up in that population. We've had a 300% increase in parent participation on student-led conference nights where students are talking to their parents about their learning. And that went way up last year. But there is an immediate need to rebuild trust and rapport and communication in our school professional relationships in order to make sure that every student is getting what she needs. Or what he needs. Okay. In terms of curriculum is what we're teaching at Roosevelt. So our course offerings, our career technical education, CTE classes, and individual graduation plans, we have those in place and they guide student goals. Our graduation rate was shown to be 73% in 2013. The numbers for last year have not come out yet. We have a lot of community partners that help students get ahead. You'll see that that's a theme. And that our 9th graders are getting extra help in their studies, they're getting extra support, and they're getting a relevant curriculum. We have a new course at Roosevelt High School called Boyle Heights and Me. It's a cultural geography class where students are encouraged to make sense of their own world here in the community. And I think we have one of our teachers, the creator of that, there she is, Roxana Duenas. She'll be happy to tell you more about that ethnic studies style class. Thank you, Roxana. And our seniors are being prepared for college-level writing through a Legacy Scholars program. We have Apex credit recovery for kids that fall behind and need to make up classes. But all of our departments need pacing guides. We also need technology and internship development. Now, if you are a Boyle Heights entrepreneur, or you are in a Boyle Heights business, or you're in a situation where you can take on student interns, you can help us. You are part of the solution if you have that available to you, or you have that capacity. Our students need motivation and they need personal skill development, and this is where teachers are critical as coaches and mentors to our kids. And not every teacher appreciates the value that they have to a student and the influence that they have on our youth. So you'll hear more about that from our panel. Our KC pass rates, generally speaking, are flat, so that needs to improve, and we also need stronger ties to our middle school. In terms of instruction, this is how the curriculum is being taught. We're using reading strategies across the board in all of our content classes, especially science, where it's really important that kids understand what they're reading. And typically, a 9th grader comes to Roosevelt reading anywhere from second to fifth grade level. So all of our students need to improve in their reading, and the teachers are equipped to help them, but we need to have more of that relationship building that makes that possible. We have a wonderful partner besides Shout, besides Salesian Boys and Girls, called City Year, and they do a great job of assessing and monitoring our kids, especially the ninth graders. We have college and career pathways that are anchored by career technical classes and teachers. Mandy Fernandez is here. Raise your hand, Mandy. She's a career technical teacher, and she can answer any of your questions about the career pathways and the classes that anchor them. And also, everybody here has an opportunity to visit classrooms. If it's possible for you to get away during the day, you need to contact Karina Villalbazo. She's our new Title I coordinator, or go to the Parent Center, because you can be in classrooms. You can visit classrooms. This is a program that I started last year in preparation for the accreditation, and the parents were visiting classrooms on a monthly basis, so you have the opportunity for direct observation in the classroom. But the Accreditation Commission found that we need a systemic and consistent grading practice, language practices, and strategies for learning and communicating learning goals. We also, as teachers, need support in using data to drive our instruction, and we also need help in using technology to drive our instruction. So we need your help, experts. We need you to help us do that. And the pathways need time and support to develop work-based learning. So again, if you're a community partner with management capacity, then you can help us establish internships and so forth. In terms of assessment, measuring what's being learned, we're developing common assessment for math, science, English, world languages, and English language arts. There's lots of help for parents in understanding how their students are being graded, but we do need to develop our classroom observations, and we need common expectations across the campus that are at very high levels. Because when students are not challenged, they get bored. And when they get bored, they disengage. And when they disengage, they start to fail. And we have too much of that. 30% of our grades across the board have been a D or an F in all the content areas. 30%. 70% are good, but 30% D or F is too many. Okay, in terms of school culture, and I'm almost done with this, restorative justice practices are improving our relationships, our respect, and our levels of responsibility across the board. We have great community partners that reinforce our students' academic, social, and emotional needs. We have a lot of parent outreach going on at Roosevelt High School, and the College Center in the past has provided a really strong array of services, and we really hope that that continues now that Terry Carreto is retired and we have a new counselor in that area. But our students need help. They need support for personal and academic growth. We need to collect data about our programs, and our maintenance staff needs support. Now, we have lost 23 teachers recently. This is a picture of my classroom today. There's 35 desks in there, and I teach 9th grade English. Do you want your 9th grader squeezed into that classroom? I won't be able to get to every child every day. I know I won't. As no matter how hard I try, I can barely walk in there. So this is why we need all the support that we can muster from our school community to help our students get ahead. So we're going to allow just a few minutes now for you to ask a question. If you have comment cards and there's something that's on your mind, you want to say it, go ahead and write it on a comment card. And then I'll come around with the cheerleaders, we'll pick up your comment cards, and then we'll call on you when we have an opportunity. So it's time now for our student panel.
I'd just like to make a comment.
Can you hold it, Dr. Fernandez, because we're on a very tight time frame, and I want to get to the students.
This is not part of the panel or anything.
I appreciate that, yeah, but we have to get, this is where the concern...
Excuse me, this community is an immigrant community.
No, let them speak.
We're here to hear the students, it's their turn to speak.
Let them speak as a retired teacher.
I appreciate that, and I did...
It should also be done in Spanish.
I know, and I know that, and I did ask the community for translation help. No one stepped forward, so here we are in English. This is not a district-sponsored event, but thank you. I did ask for help. If someone will translate, we can...
All right.
Can we focus back on the panel, please? Does anybody have any questions?
Actually, before we speak, I actually want to say a quick note. Please, ladies and gentlemen, please. Thank you. Okay, before we say anything, before I answer any questions, I just want to say that today is about the students, it's about us, it's about the future of Boyle Heights, for crying out loud.
Podríamos enfocarnos en la junta de los estudiantes. Esta junta es para los estudiantes y queríamos regresar al tema, por favor.
And today is about the students, it's about our future, it's about the assets, it's not about deficits. Today we're thinking about asset bases, okay? So today I would like to be focused, or everyone, the students would like to be focused on, because this is why we're not getting anywhere. And to be honest with you, this is BS. To be fine amongst each other. That's not us. That's not Boyle Heights. So can you please be respectful towards one another? And thank you. Also, today is not about it's not about politics. It's not about anything about BLAS. It's about us, the community. It's about the students. It's about the future. And improving Roosevelt and healthier Boyle Heights. So please, thank
Nada
you.
de hoy es de pelearnos, somos una comunidad unida y queremos enfocarnos en el futuro de los estudiantes.
Thank you.
All right, hello everyone. We're all rising seniors. My name is Kimberly Ortega. And I just want to first start off by talking about the fact that we all need each other in this room. So us as students, we need our teachers and we need our community partners to help us in just to succeed in general, right? So us.
Lo que está diciendo, voy a tratar de traducir en español. Me está diciendo Kimberly Ortega que ella, lo que necesitamos ayuda es que necesitamos ayuda de los maestros, pero también de la comunidad.
And as students, we look up to our teachers. They're like our second parents. And every time we go to class, they are always there for us. And hopefully, we just want to emphasize the fact that we all, I guess, again, need each other.
Nosotros como estudiantes, los maestros son como nuestros padres segundos y nomás queremos decir que esos maestros nos enseñan mucho no nomás en la clase, pero también en la vida.
¿Dónde están los maestros? ¿Por qué no están aquí
Well,
los maestros?
Nos podemos enfocar atrás, por favor. Gracias.
And so I kind of just wanted to briefly talk about what as students are doing currently, so we could actually help Roosevelt. And so what we want to do is we want to create demands. And so these demands, we want to present it to our new principal, Mr. Gertner.
Nosotros como estudiantes estamos tratando de hacer unas reglas y para nuestro nuevo principal, nuestro principal nuevo, estamos pensando en tener una página que diga de mandatos para el principal nuevo para que ojalá la siga y es como un contrato de confianza.
Okay, so I kind of briefly wanted to talk to you guys about the demands that we wanted, the students that we wanted to present to our new principal. And so one of them being, we want to have a evaluation for the principal and for the teachers. So what will this look like? This evaluation, it'll be the student, different stakeholders like the students, teachers, and staff. They'll be, evaluating the principal, and as well as we want the principal to evaluate teachers on a daily, not only on a daily basis, but on a weekly basis. So that's one demand that we have. We also another demand that we also want to include is we want our new principal and our school in general to focus on recruitment. Just because Roosevelt, we're losing a lot of students. I think the incoming number for freshmen, it's the lowest in I don't know how many years, but it's really bad. And since we get per pupil funding, that means that we get less money. We're going to get less teachers, and that means a smaller Roosevelt. And so a question that we're asking is, in 20 years, is Roosevelt still going to be here? So that's why we really want to emphasize on recruitment, because we think that this will, help Roosevelt not to, lose its money and its accreditation, yeah.
So, lo que dijo Kimberly Ortega es que tenemos que tener una evaluación para el principal y para que él haga una evaluación a los maestros también. Y en la evaluación, algo que nos vamos a enfocar de pedirle es que trate lo mejor para agarrar estudiantes que vengan a nuestra escuela, porque en muchos años esta escuela de nosotros, en este año esta escuela de nosotros ha agarrado menos estudiantes mucho menos estudiantes que los años pasados. Y nosotros, en nuestra escuela, agarra dinero por estudiante. Y porque no tenemos muchos estudiantes en nuestra escuela está perdiendo dinero y por eso perdimos los 23 maestros.
That's another one. Okay, and also another thing we want to focus on is the fact that there's a lot of mistrust in Roosevelt. So it's crazy to think that alumni and community partners mistrust Roosevelt that much that they don't even want to donate. So the demands that we want to have for Mr. Gertner is to focus on alumni. So maybe having an alumni office so we could rebuild this trust that has been lost for like recent years now.
It's gone.
También queremos hacer una comunidad más confiable, porque hay mucha gente que ha graduado de Roosevelt y que se han convertido en mucha gente importante. Alumni se han convertido en gente muy importante que pueden ayudar en nuestra escuela, pero como no tenemos confianza, no nos tienen confianza ya, no nos ayudan tanto. So, lo que le vamos a pedir al maestro en esta evaluación también es que se enfoque mucho en crear más confianza con la comunidad y con la gente que se ha graduado para que ellos nos den oportunidades a los estudiantes.
Another thing that we want to ask our new principal is to create a data wall. So a lot of times we, as students, or in general the community, we come to Roosevelt and we don't know our numbers. The fact is that numbers say a lot. And so we want to create this data wall because we want to emphasize at Roosevelt this theme of like accountability. We need to create accountability among the administrators, among teachers, and among all staff at Roosevelt. And another thing that we want to also, I think Ms. Alva kind of mentioned it, we want to have more community resources. So an idea that we were having is, for example, for the hall decorating that we have, it would be awesome to have one of the community partner to support one class with their financially. So our hall decorating and our school spirit could like increase in general. So we also really want to, I guess, have our principal sort of know that we need community resources and we want him to emphasize it.
También queremos que el principal nuevo ponga como cuando vayamos en la escuela y cuando pasemos en los pasillos, queremos que ponga unos papeles. Un reporte de los datos de nuestra escuela, de los números de los exámenes, de los grados, de las atendencias, para que los estudiantes estén informados de qué es lo que está pasando en nuestra escuela. Y también queremos pedirle al principal nuevo que nos ayude a agarrar gente comunitaria, que nos ayude a cada clase para que cuando tengamos un evento como decorar, cada año tenemos que decorar una parte de un edificio, cada clase de 2016, 2015, 2014, y queremos que un comunitario nos ayude a cada clase a financieramente y nomás que nos ayude para que el evento sea mejor.
Thank you. Quick question: can you guys all see us on the
Si
front?
todos nos pueden ver, porque también nos podemos
Because I prefer
levantar.
to stand if you guys need me to. Yeah, I'd rather stand, yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, everyone. My name is Ismael Soto. I'm a rising senior at Roosevelt High School. We're going to be talking about our main focus, and that's our identity at Roosevelt High School. That's another demand, and I want to emphasize our identity. At Roosevelt High School, academics is pushed a lot. And academics is part of the four intelligence. What is the four intelligence? The four intelligence is the academic intelligence, the social and emotional, the moral, and also the mental intelligence. Those intelligence create a complete student, also a global citizen of the world. And what's Roosevelt's motto is to create students who are college and career ready and ready for the 21st century. So at Roosevelt High School, we often say, what is our identity? Who are we truly are? What is our name? Like, what do we stand for? So that's one of the demands that we're saying to the principal, to Ben Gardner, is that we want to know our culture about Boyle Heights, about Roosevelt High School, about who we are, because that's often something that we don't actually talk about. And I feel that if we emphasize that more, we will create just a stepping stone for the next generation to be successful, go on to college and become something. So that's one of the demands we're going to talk about.
También queremos pedirle al nuevo principal que traiga mucha cultura, que nos ayude a los estudiantes a saber nuestra identidad y de dónde somos, porque así también cuando seamos gente importante y cuando nos graduemos de la escuela y cuando vayamos a universidades, no nos olvidemos de dónde vinimos.
Hello, my name is Mark. Something I just want to reiterate is that a lot of decisions are being made at school. As you can tell, there's a lot of things that you may not know about, as well as students and teachers, a lot of things that's been hidden in the dark. But I really just want to reemphasize the fact that as students, we deserve the right to know what's going on at Roosevelt, as well as teachers and administration. We are really intelligent. We are capable of making decisions for ourselves. We feel that if we're at the table with the principal and teachers and any other component of the school, alumni as well, I feel like that's also important and crucial for our school. I feel like that's gonna bring just all these fresh new ideas to help maybe reform the school so that it could actually have a successful outcome. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Susanna Solis. I'm a senior from Roosevelt, and I'm also part of the cheer team. I just want to say that I'm really glad all of you guys are here to support our school and support our students, because this is really our future, and a lot of things and a lot of changes are happening at our school that are really bad, and students don't know about it. Like, I go to my cheer team, and we have afters, like we meet up after, and we just, like, I tell them what's going on, and they can't believe it. A lot of them are freshmen, and they're worried about what's going to happen. And once I graduate, is my diploma really going to count? Am I just going to be wasting time in school? So I'm really glad that you guys are here to support us, because we are all very smart. We are all capable of doing things, and like, we just need people to believe in us. All of us here, we're here standing, and we're here ready to speak because we have someone who believed in us and who pushed us farther from our comfort zone. So I believe that if everyone here believes in a student, these students will be out of their comfort zone, and they will just go up to you, shake your hand, and talk to you like a professional. A lot of people in our school, a lot of teachers as well, treat us like little kids, and we are not little kids. We are very smart, and we just need to be treated like adults, because once we're treated like adults, we feel like we could gain a lot of confidence. And I just feel like in our school, there's a lot of tradition and a lot of power, and I can see that everybody has a dream. Every student has a dream to become somebody, but it's really hard in this community and in our school, and especially now in these past few years that things are happening. As students, we're giving demands to our principal because we are just so scared that this accreditation won't pass. And we're seniors, we're leaving, like, we shouldn't worry about it, but this is our school. What's gonna happen if we come back and it's never there? It's not gonna be there anymore. So that's what we're worried about, and I just wanna thank everybody for coming.
Okay, so now we're gonna go to Q&A. We have a set of questions here we're all gonna answer. So we have to pick a card, any card. Or just.
Okay, why is there no panel for Roosevelt? Okay, this is from Dr. John Fernandez. Why is there no panel for Roosevelt? What?
Roosevelt High School teachers.
Roosevelt High School teachers. RHS teachers know what the students need academically and why. Okay, all right. Well, okay. So why aren't our teachers here? Do you guys have an answer to that?
Honestly,
Because of teacher tenure, that's why.
There's some
I'm not worried
teachers.
about
Teachers,
the
raise your
salaries.
hand. Teachers, raise your hand.
yes, exactly.
Okay.
So this is about the students. So to your question, I have an answer. It's about the students. It's about what our input is. You know, the teacher, we're the end users, and I learned this word along the way. We're the end users. We're the ones being affected by it mostly. We're the ones who are not going to have accreditation for our diplomas. Our teachers have college degrees. Don't get me wrong. Sorry, teachers, to put you on the spot. But you're feeding us. We're the money makers. Okay, we're the reasons why teachers have jobs. So yes, thank you. So this whole thing is about students. It's about our next generation. It's about how we can help our community in the long run. You know. So to answer your question it's about us. It's about the youth. It's about how you can help us instead of helping you.
Working with the parents, the teachers.
Can you repeat that, sir?
Collaboration.
Is there collaboration?
You have to work together. You can't work separately. Yes, sir. La unión es la fuerza. You have to work with the teachers. They should be here. They know you and they know the problems at the school also.
Yes, sir. And I totally agree with you because we are collaborating with teachers. We do love our teachers.
Let's not forget about the teachers that are here, but maybe the other teachers that are not here, they couldn't make it. We don't matter as much to them, but students are here, so we're going to try to change things as much as we can. If they're not here, we're not going to be waiting for them to get here. We're already here and we're going to do something about it.
If I may just throw in one little thought. This is about the students. Yes, you just heard this, but this is something that people tend to forget. There have been too many times that we have been derailed by adult-driven agendas.
That's always the case.
Thank you, Mr. Olnick. I appreciate that. Thank you, Mr.
All right, so I don't know if you felt your question was answered, but we're going to go on to our next question. Okay, so the next question is, how can we as staff support our new dean to help him bring back the strong sense of discipline we once had at Roosevelt? Yeah, so as far as discipline, we really need discipline at Roosevelt. I know that like some teachers, they don't even give out homework. And I feel like if that's like something that homework is a given. We're going to school and it's a given. They should give us homework, but some teachers don't. And so like, I think we need discipline among like all the stakeholders at Roosevelt. So it coming from teachers, from administrators, even from students ourselves too. As far as to answer the question of how can we staff support our new, how could we help him? She has an answer.
Prior to coming to this meeting, I opened my email and I had received an email from an interim assistant principal. I think his name is Henry Torres, and he invited me to a discipline committee meeting on Monday at 2 o'clock. Monday, the first day of school, which is going to be August 17th. So you have my contact information on a handout. My email is l.alva.mba@gmail. It's on the handout. So any questions or comments that you have about discipline at Roosevelt, you can send them to me and I will take them to the discipline committee meeting on Monday the 17th at 2 o'clock.
Lisa, if I may, just a little background for those that may not be aware. For the last 3 to 4 years at Roosevelt High School, we have not had a dean of discipline. The last dean was Mr. Zubik, who passed away in 2011. When we broke down into small schools in 2010, it was assumed that every small school would take care of their own discipline. When we came back as one school 2 years ago, there was no funding for a dean position. There was a funding for a position for a restorative justice coordinator who dealt with the discipline. But many of us felt that without a traditional discipline set up, a restorative justice was not going to be successful. We needed both. So this year, we finally are able to have one dean back. So maybe that's a little background for people, those that asked about the dean, how we're going to support it. We haven't had a dean for quite a few years.
The next question we have, thank you for that question, whoever said that. Next question we have is, how do you see your school board members supporting you?
You don't.
Not.
You don't.
Well, can I have your, I'm going to be transparent. I feel like she's not supporting us as much as she
That's right, and she won't.
I don't want to put anybody on the spot, and I don't want to put, but I just feel as a student, I don't feel supported. I don't feel like I'm gaining attention from anybody, So, to answer to that question, I don't feel she's supporting me. I honestly don't. Actually, a quick story about that. A couple of weeks ago, we actually we had a lunch meeting between amongst the students at Homegirl Cafe. Homegirl Cafe is in Chinatown, and Monica Garcia was having lunch with Joan Sullivan and the CEO of the partnership, and Melanie Lundquist, which is a fantastic woman that I love. But we were having a meeting there, and we happened to coincidentally to just see them there at the dinner table. At the tables having lunch, and we wanted to introduce ourselves to Joan Sullivan, Melanie Lundquist, and Monica Garcia. Hey, we're Roosevelt students. We're here to talk about our problem. That's what we're here at lunch for. We're discussing the new generation. We're discussing about assets and stuff into Roosevelt to help us and stuff. And Monica Garcia was just speechless. Didn't say anything.
Exactly. Yep.
She ran out the door.
Yep.
Yeah, she asked us to take a picture with her, and that was okay. But she just left.
Selfie, huh?
But we were talking to Joan Sullivan, and we were talking to Melanie Lundquist. Melanie Lundquist actually is one of the the sponsors, I believe, or one of the donors for the partnership. I was actually part of her program called the Melanie Fellow Lundquists back in 8th grade. So she's a wonderful, fantastic woman. She supports Roosevelt 100%. She supports us 100%. So does Joan Sullivan. That's why Kim, Susie, and Mark, and I were on the committee for the hiring process of Ben Gardner. So, yes. Yeah.
We actually have some representatives here from East Area Democrats, and they're standing in the back. There they are. And they have forms for voter registration, speaking of the school board. So if you're not registered to vote, the gentleman will help you become registered to vote, and then you can take care of that in 2017. March 2017 is your earliest opportunity to vote in a new school board member.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that, Ms. Alba. Yes, that's a future question. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay, so I have your answer to your question right here. Next question says, can the community be part of the RHS, can be part of the rebuilding of RHS? Thank you, Mr. Montes. Appreciate that question. We actually have this form right here that you can see that we've been passing out. It's actually a volunteer form, so you can contribute to the school and help us rebuild our Roosevelt High School. We're actually going to have a bank account at the student store called the Heart of Boyle Heights. So if you'd like to donate anything, anything, 25 cents, $1, $1 million, whatever you can contribute, please donate to the Heart of Boyle Heights account at Roosevelt High School. And that's how you can help us.
Soki Quintero. Soki, raise your hand, please. There's Soki. She's helping us collect funds.
And I have a receipt.
Soki has a receipt book. And so if you would like to donate some money now, Soki will write you a receipt and we'll tell you what we did with the money.
Okay. So for your donations, we're actually going to have a plan of action, so don't worry about it. It's not going to go anywhere. It's going to go to something that you guys are going to be funding. So it's going to go to materials such as, equipment, sporting goods, barbecues, student events that students want to run at Roosevelt High School. Also, we're actually hosting an event next week on Saturday, August 15th. Change of plans. Where is it at?
Next question. Okay, so originally we were gonna have an event on August 15th, Saturday, and this was gonna be like a social for the students. And this was, so it was gonna be composed of two things, the social and an assembly. And the social was supposed to be to create this like family and I guess like this type of family environment for Roosevelt students. And the assembly was to, I guess, inform the students on the changes happening at Roosevelt. But we're gonna postpone that event to August 21st, Friday. And so I guess that's kind of like, yeah, it's not a set date, so we're still planning it. So we're on the process of coming up with like the logistics to it. So the next question is, how is the RHS student council involved? Could you conduct a scenes or of polls to better represent the whole school community?
So survey.
Okay, a series of polls to better represent the whole school community. Also, you guys are talking about the hiring committee. So do you? Are you guys talking about that? Who asked this question? Oh yeah.
Well, since the student council is your leadership body, it seems like they should be conducting this so that we have some type of sense of governance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kim is our student body president. And then Mr. Ceja, right over there, under the net, he's our sponsor. So what we've discussed doing for the year ahead is through Associated Student Body, developing surveys that students and community partners and parents and teachers can participate in every month, so that we're measuring our progress on whatever goals it is that we determine are important for meeting our accreditation needs. So that's how students and the rest of us are going to enforce our participation in the accreditation process and hold our administration accountable. Now, I'll be very honest with you people here right now. We need you. You represent political capital for these people here, okay? They can make a lot of noise. But without your behind them, without your backup, without your faith and trust in them, and without your support, it's going to fall flat. So we're asking you to show up, to respond to emails, to be part of future meetings, and to be part of the solution. Because without you, they can't do it. We can't do it without you. Next question. I have one here that I can answer. Mr. Gertner was on the program for today to answer questions. Yes, he was. According to me, Lisa Alva, where is he? And there he is. That's Mr. Gertner. And I received a text from him today at 1:30 saying, unfortunately, he can't be here today. Although we had a conversation yesterday about, is there anyone here from the Partnership for Los Angeles Schools? Or do you care to address the audience for 5 minutes at some point today? Okay, that's Luz Maria Castellanos. She's been with the Partnership for a long time. So we'll give you 5 minutes in a little bit. Luz Maria, are you ready? Okay, thank you.
All right, so we're going to move on to the next question, which is, how is the school outreaching alumni?
¿Cómo está la escuela buscando a la gente que se ha graduado? ¿Cómo está involucrando a la gente que se ha graduado?
That's, okay, so kind of to touch upon what I was saying, like, I feel like with Roosevelt in general, like, we don't have that, like, network with alumni, that strong network with alumni, and we need it. I know that, there was like a couple of, I guess, ideas to, I guess, reinforce that connection with the alumni. And so there's like ideas of like creating an alumni office at Roosevelt or having an actual page of alumni at the RHS website. So, I mean, these are just ideas. And currently, as a student, I feel like
we have information on the alumni.
There's, okay, all right, well, okay, so on the RHS website, yes, there's information. So alumni could, I guess, go and fill it up, and I guess, Do you guys want to say something else?
Well, I want to say something about alumni. The thing is I know one of you guys mentioned about trust. It's not that we don't trust, it's that when the partnership started, the alumni were taken out of the agenda as far as their concerns about the division of the schools. So moving forward, as I told Mr. Ceja, we do have the ability, and I talked to you, Kim, about how we can get alumni to help out. They had an actual picnic a couple of weeks ago. You know, and there's a lot of people that will help you, but it's just a matter of asking what you need, and we'll help you.
And also, I think, as an alumnus from Roosevelt High School, class of 1990, I've been there at Roosevelt for 20 years now. There's a lot of events that happen at Roosevelt, a lot of great events. We all know about the Classic, and a lot of people come to the Classic. Not as many as before. We need to get people to come back to the Classic. But there's a lot of theatrical events, musical events, conferences, and the concerts, and those, I don't see a lot of alumni at those events, and those are publicized all over. So definitely we need people to come into all these events, support our music department, drama department, not just our athletics. But one thing I thought about, a couple of weeks ago was, how do we bring them back, not just to come to a show, but to have them be part of something? And I was thinking about our homecoming pep rally when we bring all the football players out. It would be really nice if we could get somebody from every year saying, all right, coming up next, we have quarterback Mark Arenas, accompanied by John Smith from class of 81, accompanying Soto, class of 82, and have someone's going to be there walking with them, as an honorary football player for a day. And that's going to bring a lot of people in. So those are the kind of things that hopefully we'll be able to work on. Thank you.
Are you going to win this year?
I hope so. I don't think so, man. I don't think so.
The other thing is,
I don't play football.
I'm part of the football team, so I'm gonna say yes, we are gonna win this year. I'll tell you that right now, we're gonna win this year. All right?
is the main hall there that
need a bigger
by
band,
the
too.
decade. And what's happened is actually Ben Gertner has been the one that has stopped the alumni. He has promised me personally for the last 4 years that we were going to be able to have access to the website when they changed out.
Okay.
So there is no place for alumni to register right now on the website. So that should be one of your demands.
I understand about having more alumni access to the website. Our website at school has been going through some reconstruction the last 2-3 years. And I know that I haven't had as much access as I did once we went to a new format in the last 2 years. So hopefully it was a lot easier for me to upload stuff in the old website than it is now. Hopefully, this website is here to stay, because the prior one was organized by was a former student and then ran out. So yes, we definitely need more people being able to put stuff and have an updated website for sure.
Hold up, can I just make a quick comment about the whole alumni network? Alumni, please stop putting all your attention to the Classic, okay? Because there's so many good opportunities at Roosevelt High School. And I, for one, and I'm putting this on as an example, we have a lot of things going on at Roosevelt besides the Classic. Yes, I get that's the biggest thing of the year, but I'm telling you right now, there's a lot more bigger things than the Classic. All right, there's a lot more priorities. For instance, we have a robotics club, FRC Team 4964, which I am part of at Roosevelt High School, at LA Street Lodge, which is sponsored by I Am Angel Foundation, which is Will I Am's foundation. We compete globally around the world to robotics competitions. We travel around the country to go compete. That should get more attention than the Classic, to be honest with you. And I thought, yes, I'm a football player, and I might sound like a little hypocrite, but it shouldn't be just athletics, ladies and gentlemen. It should be everything. It should be academics also, because that's what we're striving for at Roosevelt High School too. We're trying to change our identity at Roosevelt High School. We're trying to innovate. So please help us expand our minds.
Come to the microphone, please. Yeah, 4 of us here. Come to the microphone.
Come on. Don't be shy.
Thank you. We're all a family here, by the way.
And if you please give me your name.
Okay, my name is Bertha Banuelos, and
actually, you know,
Is it on?
I'm trying to use my teacher voice here. I'm a teacher. I work for LA Unified, and there's a few of us here from LA Unified. But I want to say that we're here as alums. And we want to actually help you in any way possible, because we know that what you need to do right now is think about that WASC report, that WASC process. Because if you don't pass that WASC process and you do not unite to do that, those diplomas are not going to be worth anything.
Thank you.
And there's a principal here. It's one of your alums. And we haven't been to the Classic, actually, because we don't just like the crowds. But guess what? Sign us up with your leadership council. I was student government. I was president of my class twice. There is, there's a lot here. And I live in Boyle Heights still. And some of you might know me as Bertha Rodriguez, not Bañuelos. But, we're here to help, and we're here to network. We're here to support as much as you can with that student council, because student council is the key to student-driven success. And don't forget about those teachers. Administrators also and teachers also need to be uplifted. Yeah. Because teachers, we go through a lot. We as teachers go through a lot. And tell me about it, okay? I've been in the business for 11 years now, okay? And it's quite an amazing, thing to do. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
My name is Barbara Martinez, and I'm really proud of you guys.
Barbara Martinez?
Yes, you know me, Lisa.
I know.
Anyways, I'm really super proud of you guys. Okay, I went to Roosevelt. All my family went to Roosevelt, so we're alumni from Roosevelt, and we're proud of our school, and we're always going to be there for our schools. The only thing is that it's really sad that you guys don't know the whole history about what happened to our Roosevelt. I'm pretty sure you know when Plus came in, right? And how they took a lot of our good teachers out, and they only kept the ones that agreed to everything they had planned. So to me, that was a very unfair process. And I was part of the school site council president in the School of Arts when they started dividing the little schools. I was also part of the process when they broke into little schools with Plus. Many times they threw me out with cops when I wanted to be a part of my school, okay? Many times. I got threatened by being arrested. Why? Because I was questioning them about the funding and the programs that they were taking away from our kids. You guys need to focus and really look into it, what happened, because Plus really was a really screw up thing that happened to our kids. I'm sorry, I'm just so upset right now that I'm like shaking how they destroyed our school. And that hurts me in the bottom of my heart, because that's my school. And I've been living here for 45 years. And for them to come in here and do that to us, that's not right. Okay, now we have principals, they promised all kinds of things, and they didn't follow through. Every time we want to question them, what would they do? They would say, we'll get back to you, but they never did. And Lisa, I recall having some few conversations with you, and I feel really sad how sometimes you express yourself about immigrant students. I'm not going to say it here in front of people, because it was really bad what you said that time when we had that conversation. But I mean, please, you guys, I worked with Genesis, awesome student. She's graduated, and she's seen what was going on. They thought it was more important to focus on uniforms, because Villaraigosa was so upset that you guys weren't wearing uniforms. It's not about uniforms. It's about the knowledge you guys need. And you guys always have to fight for your schools. Don't listen to teachers, and don't be brainwashed. Think for yourself and do your homework and investigate what really happened back then, because it breaks my heart. You see me here shaking because I'm so upset what the partnership did to our school. Okay, and you guys need to fight for your future. And not only that, they really push aside our children with special needs. My niece just passed away on the 10th, and I'm really upset because Sergio Zeha she ran for homecoming school week. Okay, well, my friend is giving me her time, because she's also, that's another thing. Always involve the Spanish-speaking parents, because right here, I don't see everybody. I don't see all the parents that need to be here. We need, and the gentleman back there saying that we need to speak English. I learned English, but I have a lot of parents that I know that wish they could come and talk to you guys and help you guys, because we're all behind you guys. So don't disregard especially the English, Spanish speaking parents. Do not disregard them, because we want to work side by side and make this work, and we don't want Roosevelt to be discredited. Okay?
Thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Round of applause.
Just as a disclaimer, everybody that's coming up to the mic, please have a question. It can't be just you ranting on about something.
You guys have 2 minutes, and it can only be a question, not a comment.
Also, it cannot be political. Please, politics outside.
I want to present, I can talk about the principal not being here. He was invited, he's not here. But I want to present, I was a teacher at Roosevelt for 24 years, okay? I graduated from Lincoln. I participated in the walkouts. I love both schools, okay? I love both schools. But I have some solutions real quick I can tell you in 1 minute. You remember Jaime Escalante. You remember the great Jaime Escalante. That concept that he used, it was called ganas, okay? It was called ganas. And he had the kids coming in before school, after school, on the weekends, signing contracts, okay? We have to have ganas here at Roosevelt High School. You guys are the key, because we're a family, and you have to get the students to start doing their homework, okay, to finish their assignments and be united. We have to have ganas, and the teachers here also have to be trained in the Common Core standards, the new ones, the new tests that they're going to give the students in May. They're like 2 grades higher than what they are right now, the test, okay? And they're going to have, the questions are going to be a lot harder, but we have to have the resources. The teachers have to be trained. Monica has to send resources down here, money. We have to have those classes for remediation to get you guys up. It's very hard to do in a regular class, because we have to teach what we have to teach. We don't have time. So those are my solutions. The local district, Monica, we need resources, money, and get those classes and get you guys up.
Thank you.
I just want to add, with PLAS and how many of us have different opinions on it, on whether it's good or bad, whether the decisions that they made in the past. I just want to address my question even quickly with that too. It was saying, how as students are we going to be making these demands that we stated previously? Well, we're already taking initiative. We're meeting up. We're doing an overview of Roosevelt holistically. We want to just evaluate what are the things that are wrong with it, and what are the things that are right with it, and how that's gonna factor into making this reform or whatever we're doing right now significant. And we could look at flaws and everything that's happened in the past, but we need to start focusing on what we need to be doing now. We need to start taking initiative.
We need to start making solutions.
Yes. So just please, let's try to look ahead and think of questions to help solve this problem. So.
Also, I just want to say, I've been hearing a lot of deficits about Roosevelt, about our community. Let's stop that, please. That's the kind of negativity that brings us down, please. Okay? We're here to think about assets. That's about what is great about us, about the students, about the community, and about Roosevelt High School. So we could scapegoat about Blas, we could scapegoat about Monica, we could scapegoat about everybody. That's just politics. Nah, today is about assets. Today is about solutions and how we can prepare ourselves for the better future. Thank you.
And trust me, we are aware of everything, the history, plus Monica Garcia students, whatever has happened in our school, we are totally aware of it. We've not had a normal summer. We've spent a lot of time, over 20 meetings we've had with teachers, with principals, with community members, with all the stakeholders, so we know what's going on, and this meeting is about solutions only, not taking a look in the past, because we already did our own research.
Thank you.
Okay, I got a question. Jose Aguilar. Okay, here's my question. Have you read any newspaper articles regarding Roosevelt and Plus? That's question 1. Number 2 is another question. In May, you're going to have Common Core testing. Now, my question to you is this, a very political question. I want you to really answer this. I need to know if Roosevelt fails their Common Core testing, will you hand over the school or support the school to have the federal government take it over. Because if you don't, your diplomas are not going to be worth anything. And if you do not pass that's a real political question. What happens if Roosevelt does not pass his Common Core testing in May? 2 months after that, he'll have the results. Okay? So what I want to know is, are you even aware of the history of the API scores? Are you even aware of the newspaper articles that have been written? This is I got another article from Eastern Group Publication, the third article. And what I want to do is get with you guys and show you the articles. I personally have one from the OI newspaper. We did a protest twice. We did Channel 34 protest. We did 2 articles in the Eastern Group, and we're still at the same problem that we had 8 years ago. And the problem, here's the political question. The problem is, where do you find the accountability at? Do you find the accountability at with the administrators or the teachers? Or do you think the community has the accountability? Or do you think the community, the accountability lies with the students?
Okay, that's a really good point that you bring up, Mr. Aguilar. Thank you so much for bringing us.
Yeah.
Because that's a great segue that's going to bring it all together. The students are doing everything that they can in order to enforce accountability on their teachers, on their administrators, and on the Partnership for Los Angeles Schools. But they cannot, as I said, do it alone. They need your help and your backup. They need your political capital so that they can make a change. So if you are ready and willing to take a survey every month, to visit our school and go into classrooms, to make checklists fill out a checklist or a survey at that site, you need to be at school. That's what we're asking for. We're asking for your money, your manpowers, and your materials to help bring us back to greatness, because we have no budget for doing things like that. And the kids have already started to plan activities like Spirit Week. Do you remember the Classic? Do you remember we've lost the Classic 5 years in a row now? Why is that? We have, okay, for a bunch of reasons. But in order to make the comeback, we need your help. Did you hear what I said? To make a comeback, we need your help. So give us your money, give us your materials, give us your manpower. Now, do you see that form that Mr. Wyrick is holding up right there? That is a sign-up sheet for an oversight committee. And I realize that all of the adults in the room have a lot of different things that they're concerned about politically. If you put your name on that sheet, we will get in touch with you, and we can have a meeting about the adult issues. But today is about our students, and we want to support them. So if you will, what I'm going to do with the sign-in sheet, can I have it quiet in the room? Thank you. What I will do with the information that you put on the sign-in sheet is I'm going to ask you to sign up to sponsor a class. You can take freshmen, sophomores, juniors, or seniors, but you need to be ready to give your time, bring a ladder, bring a paintbrush, bring a roll of masking tape, bring whatever it is that they're asking you for to help them make it happen this year, and that's where it's going to start. It has to start there. And we can't just be in here talking. We can talk all night. I'm already getting hot from talking. So let's get ready to do something, please. And let's have the next comment. Remember, we're going to keep comments to 1 minute, and we're going to do our best to keep it positive and be solution focused.
I haven't had my question answered by the students.
Okay, the students can't possibly answer a question about Common Core testing and federal oversight. So what's going to happen?
No, the question, the first one
I want to
is
say,
about the newspaper article.
We have read the newspaper. We've shared it. We've had meetings. We've talked about them. Everything about handing our school to the federal government. We don't know nothing about that.
That would never happen.
We haven't failed the Common Core yet. We don't know if we're going to fail. We could pass it. We don't know what if we fail? What are we going to do about it? That's not in our hands. We don't have enough information to make that huge decision. That's what we got to say.
Yeah, this is a student panel.
So you read the article in the community?
Hello.
Yes.
Let him move on. Hello. My name is Peter Perot. I graduated from Roosevelt, January 1955. I was 17 years old. That was 60 years ago. When I read in the newspaper about the problems here, my heart sank.
Good.
I was wondering, what in the world happened?
That's good.
What happened to this place?
Plus happened.
I didn't know what was going on. I wanted to come and find out. And I am surprised to see what I'm looking at. It's pathetic.
That's right.
Where is the principal?
With plus.
Okay. We will always be Spanish speakers in this neighborhood. Putting English first is not a put down for Spanish. We have to learn English if you function in this country. If you cannot pass an employment interview in English, you're not going to get a job.
That's right.
If you cannot read the employment test or the application, you will not get a job.
Right.
We want bilingual people now.
That's beside the point. You gotta pass English. The question is, where's the principal? Okay, you have your students with a ball and chain around their neck trying to speak 2 languages or learn in 2 languages. Get one down, and that language is English. Okay, what I see here now, it's pathetic. No organization. You're talking about football games, clubs, going out to lunch with somebody. Who cares? Your core problem is teaching and learning. You gotta learn. Forget about the football games. Forget about the lunches. If the teacher doesn't give you homework, demand it. You have to.
How about running the teacher out?
Look at that. She wants to speak. She doesn't even know what's going on.
Please, that's not
What I
disrespectful.
heard so far is just so pathetic. No concentrating on the core problem. The core problem is learning.
Can you ask the question again, please?
Where is the principal?
He's not here.
Reply. He's not here today. Sorry, so we couldn't answer your question.
I'm sorry. Goodbye.
Thank you. I appreciate your comments. Yes. Next question, please.
Ashley Aguilar.
Speak up loud.
Right, an Aguilar. That's good.
Oh my God, Ashley.
You could do it.
Go Aguilar.
Okay, what's your question, Mama?
You could do it.
Just tell me. Just tell me. No one here, just you.
The mic, yeah, right there.
You got this.
Say it.
My question is, why are they doubting the students when we try our hardest to get a good score for our school, when sometimes the teachers don't even pay attention to students?
They don't. That's right.
All they do is sit down and.
That's it.
As a student,
That's
your
right.
question was, why are they doubting us?
Why aren't the
We don't
teachers
know
doing
why,
their job?
but we can't do anything about it. We could take it as a positive or a negative. Negative, we could stop going to school and think like, oh, they're doubting us. Why go? We could take it as a positive and go to school like, I'm gonna prove them wrong. But we don't know why
Transfer
they're
to
doubting
another
us.
school.
Not every teacher doubts us, but some really do. I've faced those teachers, but I take it as a motivation.
Thank you.
Speaking the truth.
Okay, my name is Caitlin Jimenez, and I'm a student of the Magnet. And I would like to know, well, it's because it's said that we are so divided, and like Magnet supposedly thinks we are better. And so I think that's completely wrong, because honestly, I feel more even accepted into the main campus community. And I just want to know, what could Magnet do to involve ourselves with the main campus? Because honestly, I know, Kim, you're in Magnet, right? Like, what can I do? Like, what can I help you with? Like, can we put posters up? Can we
Tutor.
we have to just combine. Like, it's just bad that
Tutor.
people are thinking we're better. Like,
No, I think, I think we could both say something. I think that a lot of students probably, we don't think Magnet is better or anything. There is a division. We are kind of divided, but that's probably, and it's just like an opinion that we think that you guys don't like us or anything. But I think that if one way that we could be more united is if we have events together. Because you know how you guys have a lot of events, like you have it on the courts and the basketball courts, and you do a lot of stuff. We could have them together, like something separate, and that's one way that would unite the main campus and Magnet together.
you're that Kim, president of County Magnet.
I'm also in Magnet, and just like me and Kim, it's really strange when we hear Susie and Ishmael speaking of all these like things that are happening in Roosevelt, the main campus Roosevelt, and it's just we can't really relate as much to it because we're from Magnet, so it feels like it's, oh wow, that doesn't happen in our classroom. But regardless of that, the way I personally see it, and the way I think you should start looking at it like slightly more, is that you go to Roosevelt, you go to Roosevelt. It's Math, Science, Technology, Magnet Academy at Roosevelt. So whether it's a different principal and it's a different teacher and it's a different environment, school climate, you're always going to be part of Roosevelt. And you should, I feel like it's still in the community that you live in. It's still with your friends that you talk to. That's why that line is only as you make it. Like that it is what you make of it. So if you feel like there's a line, it's gonna haunt you. But if you go out there and I was in leadership, so a lot of the events that I did were for the whole school. It's not just like Magnet, and it's not just for main campus Roosevelt.
Let them go on.
Well, me too, like as a magnet student, I kind of want to, like what Mark said, it's like totally true. Like me being in like student council now, and like I guess like I kind of feel like I agree with you. There is this division within magnet and main campus, but we need to change that. And how Susie was saying, like by like creating these events that I guess like we're like that'll help us like be together and stuff like that. And as well, like I'm in Magnet, but I have a lot of pride for Roosevelt in general. I don't even look at the division. Like, us as Roosevelt students, we need to have a lot of pride in our school. It doesn't matter if you're Magnet or if you're in I don't think there should be a line between.
Like we're all Boyle Heights too.
Yeah, and we're all Boyle Heights. It's true.
Just to comment on that, I go to regular school, whatever you want to call regular, main campus, yeah. And I have best friends in Magnet, and I do see a division in Magnet. But it's not the leadership. It's amongst the students, and it's about how we do that to ourselves. That's our fault. I will take the blame for that. That's my fault for calling you a Magnet student, by segregating you, by labeling you, or something that you are technically speaking, but you're not. You go to Roosevelt. We're all Rough Riders. Yeah, exactly. We're all united together. So, despite what school you're part of the Roosevelt family. You're part of the Roosevelt culture. So, welcome to Roosevelt.
Thank you. Can I go? Yes. Okay. Hi, my name is Jillian. I was at Roosevelt main campus for 6 years, and I'm a teacher at ESP Academy, and I'm also the East Area Chair for the Teachers Union, United Teachers of LA. And first, I just think everyone should give the students another round of applause because, as they stated, they've been thinking proactively about what Roosevelt needs to become greater. And one thing I'll try to be real quick. One thing I would like to say is that bilingualism and biculturalism is something that every student needs. Necesitamos ser bilingües, students and teachers. All the research shows that the better you know your first language, the better literate you can become in a second and a third language. And that's why wealthy communities are teaching 2 and 3 languages. So let's support our students being bilingual and bicultural. Absolutely.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
And just very quickly, I really agree with you commented on the need to recruit to Roosevelt and bring people to the community school. I think that's so important. And that's why all of us need to talk about some of the amazing things that happen at Roosevelt. If the message that goes out of here is negative about Roosevelt, that is going to exacerbate the problem of attracting people to the school. Some of the stuff that's going on, they have an East Side Stories conference every spring where students present multimedia presentations on community issues. They have this Boyle Heights and Me class, which is culturally relevant and teaching students to be involved. They have students doing technology projects that are being awarded at the national level on GIS technology. And they're working to create a community school, right, which has a wellness center, which has resources to help the whole community at Roosevelt. We need to spread the word about this stuff. So my first question for you all is, as part of that positive publicity and recruitment, what other parts, you mentioned robotics, should we be emphasizing out there when we tell people how great Roosevelt is? I think restorative justice is actually a great thing that needs more resources. They haven't given the resources, but we need that. So we're not just punishing kids, but we're also actually solving the problem. And then the last thing I just wanted to say, and it's also a question, is that, our teachers in the union, our campaign is called The Schools That LA Students Deserve. And that's what teachers want to fight for. So I want you to know that we are your allies. And my last question is, what else can teachers do to support your great work? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi, everyone. My name is...
We have to answer the question.
Go ahead.
The answer to your first question about how we could get kids to Roosevelt High School with recruitment, it's simple. We have to create student access at Roosevelt High School. That's what we're all here today with the community partners, to create student access, to have jobs for the kids, to have opportunities for the students. Example, the robotics team. Example, Boys and Girls Club, Salesian. Another example is we have Esri conferences for crying out loud. We have Jack Dangerman coming to our school and presenting the technology there. That's amazing. Jack Dangerman is the second richest man in California. That guy's worth $10.1 billion. Come on, man. You have to create student access at Roosevelt High School. Another thing we have to do is emphasize for intelligence at Roosevelt. It's not just the academic intelligence, it's the social, emotional, the mental, and the moral intelligence. We have to keep on going with our motto at Roosevelt High School. And I think that's the most important thing because it centers our identity. Kids want to come to Roosevelt not just because of the classic. They want to come to Roosevelt because they feel like themselves. They feel like they found their identity. They feel welcome. They feel like family at Roosevelt High School. Roosevelt High School is a second home to most of us. Okay? So you had to emphasize robotics. You emphasize Cyber Patriot. You had to emphasize the theater club, choir, all the good stuff at Roosevelt High School because a lot of our successful alumni are in those entertainment industries. So,
And also the second question was, how can teachers help? And so we think that teachers could help by just doing their job.
That's right.
And just like loving what they're doing, because overall, like, teachers are the people that we look up to, and that what they say is like word. And so like we think that teachers really, like, I think that they could help us out by just doing their job and inspiring us, because the reality is that some students aren't motivated. And who could motivate them? Our teachers. And so especially at Roosevelt, there's a lot of students that they come to school and it's like, okay, like I'm just gonna go through the process of going to school and going to every class, and I mean, homework, I don't know if I'm gonna do it. Well, we need teachers to motivate them. And so yeah, so how could teachers help? Doing their job and doing it well and doing it good, and I guess being passionate about it. Like there is this one, I guess we actually want to, for the first meeting, the first staff meeting, we want to have us talk to the teachers. And so what we want to start, we're going to start with this question of, is your job, do you consider your job or teaching, do you consider it a career or a job? And really, like, some teachers come to Roosevelt and they consider it just a job. It's not a career. It's not something that they love to do. And I think that we need to change that among, I guess, like, Roosevelt in general. And I think administrators need to play a part in that. And that's why the demand of having a teacher evaluation is important as well.
That's right. Can I comment on that, actually? You're an educator for a reason. You can't just go to school and just not teach. You're a teacher. You're an educator. You're here to educate and empower students. So my words to the teachers and educators out there: empower us. Make us feel like we're family, because we're with you 6 hours a day. We're gonna be in your lives. You impact our lives, and there's some teachers out here that impact our lives. And you understand, you're our second opinion. You're like our second parent. We're with you 24/7. So educators, please empower the students, because we're your future.
Let's congratulate these kids these young people, young adults, on their wisdom. I think it's awesome. My name is Erica Coronado, and I am also a teacher for LUSD. I teach 5th grade. And I'm also a cheer coach at Roosevelt. I'm missing Lorraine Lavoie. She's also another cheer coach. We are, to add to that, we are alumnus. I'm class of 2001, and I'm not sure if Lorraine wants me to say her class, but anyway.
Keep it a secret.
Okay.
Keep it a secret.
Well, I do want to start with a question, and it's very simple. I mean, I did pay attention to, you roughly met about 20 times this summer. I want to know, teachers, did you guys meet at least once to discuss WASP? Yikes.
They're not worried about it.
So, being a teacher myself, I'm not putting down teachers. All I'm saying is, if there's 5 teachers here, then those 5 teachers who are interested in change should be meeting. Because if we're waiting around for others to start, then no one's going to start.
Right.
Okay? I love dance, and that's why I was in a drill team in high school myself, and I teach dance and I teach cheerleading. I love what I do, but I also love to teach. When I go to, and just trying to make a connection here. When I'm at a dance floor, for instance, how many of you like to dance here? All right? When I'm at a dance floor or at a party, I don't wait for anyone to start dancing. I go in there. Why? Because I love what I do, and I'm passionate about it. I don't need anybody to guide me. You know, if I need to lead a crowd to dance, then I will. So to all the teachers that are here, please encourage other teachers. Call them. You know, buy them lunch to get them to come to a meeting and discuss this, because this is very important for all of our students. I know Lorraine and this is our 2nd year coaching, and I mean, I don't know, you can ask I would say ask any of the girls here, especially the returners, how we're doing. And they'll tell you, I mean, they'll be honest. I can say we're doing a great job, but they will be honest with you. By heart, we're doing it from our heart, so I think that says a lot. And I will leave it with that. I mean, you have to do it with your heart, and that's the only way we're going to change, is if we come together, we're passionate about it. But I love the theme of accountability, because that's what it comes down to. Me being a teacher, this is only my 3rd year teaching, guys. I was on probation for 2 years. Guess what? I got my clear credential. Yay! I was observed, my principal, Ms. Dolores Manrique, I don't know if you guys know her. Anyway, she would always invite people to come and observe me, and she'd say, are you okay? I got this, you know, I don't care. You can send a whole panel. She used to get Pearson people from the East, the head honchos over there. I don't know their names, sorry. But let's just do our job. And you won't have to worry about observers coming in to evaluate you if you're doing a good job. Okay? Thank you.
All right.
Good evening. My name is Neil. My background is I was 21 years as a teacher in the Los Angeles Unified School District at a number of schools, mostly in the central area and the south area. I didn't do that much. I didn't teach that much in East Los Angeles. And I recognize that even though every school has its differences, and every classroom has its differences, and students have their differences in the way you approach them and try to teach them, that we have a big problem now in our society. It's a social problem. And that's that education, you're facing this crisis at Roosevelt because public education is under attack. There are people, there are opposing interests. Don't let people fool you and tell you, well, you put their arm around you and say, well, I'm your friend, let's collaborate, and we're going to break up your school and make part of your school into charter schools so owners of these schools can make profits off tax money. Because one of our big problems is this kind of thing, and what it really is a rip-off. Because you can see your schools. Just look at what has happened in the last 10 years. You don't have to go back. Somebody said we don't need to look at our history. Oh, yes, we do. Because this didn't happen overnight. It's not the fault of the kids today that they end up with schools that have class sizes of 37, 38, 39, 40 kids in a room. That is the policy of those people downtown at the school board. They know what's going on here, and they make all sorts of fancy excuses. And it's one thing that's really great is that when people get together and organize, they don't have to accept these cheap excuses. They can fight for better. They can improve collectively organize. Another thing is, this Common Core stuff is going on all over the country. But just think, how much money does the companies that print up the Common Core tests and the booklets, how much money, tax money, do you think that they get off the taxpayers?
So what is your question, sir?
My point is that we have to, that a real organization, as your organization comes up and grows, you have to question and struggle, and don't let people deceive you. When somebody says they're your friend, don't only look at what they do, what they say, look at their track record and what they do. Is that person really for your community? Do they really want good industry and good jobs for the people in this community? Or do they just want to make money off you?
Paycheck.
Tell you that they're doing you favors.
You just want the paycheck.
That's the lessons that have to be learned and carried forward.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Actually, I kind of want to bring upon the topic of charter schools and how this goes back to our recruitment. A lot of times, charter schools are the reasons why our recruitment, specifically at Roosevelt, is so low. Why? Because kids don't want to go to Roosevelt; they want to go to charter schools. And why is that? Who knows? Parents, the bad perception that Roosevelt has in Boyle Heights, the stigma that Roosevelt is a bad school among Boyle Heights. And so we kind of want to, so I guess to talk about the charter schools, and I know that this year there was going to be a charter school that wanted to come into our school. Collegiate Charter High School wanted to come into our high school. And so what we did is we started this campaign to stop them from coming to Roosevelt.
Good work. Good.
But the reality is that charter schools could still come into Roosevelt. Why is that? Because of Prop 39, right? Am I right? 39, right? Prop 39.
Trigger.
And as long as the bungalows at Roosevelt, as long as there's empty space at Roosevelt, charter schools could still come into Roosevelt. So what we need to do as a community, we need to stop them from coming, and we need to do that by doing something with the empty bungalows and filling up our classes and just filling in the empty space. And so I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
Okay, really quick, I have a solution. My name is Maria Quintero. I know my nickname is Soki, and I was a class officer at Roosevelt in 1984, and I was also a cheerleader, and I was in leadership. So I commend you guys for taking the lead and being leaders, and I hope that you guys continue promoting to other students, because it's really important to get the voices of all students. And you guys are definitely a great start, but we need to mobilize other students. But my solution to the comment you made about charter schools, the thing is that we as a school have not invested in really marketing. What the young lady mentioned about what great things are happening at Roosevelt, there's a lot of great things happening at Roosevelt. There's incredible teachers that are at Roosevelt. And the thing is that we need to promote that, and so one of the things that a solution is, as part of the leadership, you should develop, and I will be glad to help you. We have alumni that are marketing majors that can develop a marketing kit that we can actually start doing recruitment. I know that Mendez hired an actual recruiter to go to Stevenson, and they go to other schools, and they basically, what do? They recruit the very, very best at those schools, and they send them to Mendez. So we need to do that. I did talk to Mr. Bivens a long time ago about developing a promoting kind of that thing, like similar to what the Catholic schools do. My niece went I went to public school, but my niece went to private school. And what they do is that they recruit the ninth graders. They do what they bring in the students on, let's say before they finish the school year, they have like a fair of all the activities that Roosevelt has, all the clubs, like Mr. Soto was commenting about the robotics, everything that Roosevelt has, the magnet program, the AP classes, the clubs that you guys have for AP calculus. That's awesome that you guys do that. And that's actually a plus. You know, so the thing is that my solution to the issue with chartering is that we as a school, as a campus, as student government, we need to organize this great orientations, invite other feeder schools, and really promote Roosevelt High School for the greatness that it is. And to me, honestly, if I was to be a parent, I would actually put them in magnet because they do advocate a lot of aggressive curriculum, but that is why we need to do that across the board. You shouldn't just be magnet. When I was at Roosevelt, I was part of the regular campus. I was not in magnet, but we need to promote that. The other thing regarding another solution as far as alumni, you have quite a few people here that are alumni. I know I'm part of the Alumni Foundation. Hopefully we get this information in here. You got our support, but you need to tell us what you want. You know me, I've been volunteering at Roosevelt for 10 years now. And I always tell you guys, what you guys want, I got some people that can help us. We have emails. I have my class of 1984. It's just a matter of tell us what you want, and we'll help you.
Thank you.
My name is Francisco Martinez. Actually, it caught my attention when you guys said that many teachers only come to do a job, but they don't make this teaching a career. I think that we all do. I think that what happened down the line is that teachers have to deal not only with lack of funding, a lot of students in the classroom, a lot of attacks, because I think that the whole idea is to make the teachers look bad. That's what the privatizers do. Privatizers have invested millions of dollars in a campaign to make teachers look bad. And that's the whole idea behind testing, FAM, and all these other value-added models that are designed not to make better students and better teachers, but actually to make the teacher profession look bad.
Okay.
In other words, I would suggest that, I don't know how many of you actually know about the value-added model. I would like to,
That's your question?
Yeah.
The value-added model?
Yeah. Are you familiar with that?
No, can you
Well, the
explain?
value-added model is a project that was put together by the privatizers to measure how much a student learns in a length of time. I am surprised that the people who actually have you here, have you discuss about education, but they haven't actually taken the time to explain to you all these different models of education that are actually being used, in our district.
What is your question for the
Actually, I just did the question and they just didn't answer it. Thank you.
No, I wouldn't say that they didn't answer your question. I would say that they're unable to. I've been working with the students. We have had so many concerns that value-added model has not become one of them. So we are trying to establish support for our school community and support for our student activities, support for supervision in the classroom, for accountability from teachers, administration, and the partnership. Those are our goals at the moment. If you would like to lead a seminar for us on the value-added model, we're happy to set that up. If you signed in, you gave me your contact.
Actually, I'm not a proponent of the value-added model.
Right, but if you
so
would like
I wouldn't
if you
be
would
able
like
to do that.
if you would like to educate us, we can do that. But this meeting is not for that. If you'll see Mr. Wyrick and put your name on his oversight committee sign-up sheet, then we'll have that conversation at a separate time. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I think point of clarification, the students are the ones that brought us here, and so we're here to listen to their needs. Others didn't bring them, they brought us here, so we're here for them. So let's make sure we acknowledge that and understand that and respect that. I'm gonna make it real quick. We're all wrapping up here. So can each one of you kind of give us like your own 30 seconds of like what you want us to leave with here? What are you asking of us? What are your issues? Like, what's your primary focus? Give us a sense of direction as a community, how we can stand behind you to support you. That's really my quick question because I want to make sure we're under a minute. But also, let's give them a round of applause. This is the leadership of our community. They're the ones here fighting for their education. They're not taking anything substandard. They're not accepting any BS from anybody. They're fighting for their education and the education of the youth in this community, and they deserve our respect and our support. I thank you. As a Boyle Heights native, I'm proud of you guys. I'm so proud of all of you. doing what you're doing. Keep fighting it. We're all right here with you guys.
Okay, so thank you so much for that, and we are wrapping up, and so we'll have the 30-second commercial at the end of our speaking line, and we'll end with these two speakers, and then we'll wrap up. Thank you.
My name is Enrique Legaspi, and of course, thank you. Thank you. My name is Enrique Legaspi. The leadership that you're bringing to Boyle Heights is historic and inspiring to me personally. And to second Ulises' question of you, I would like to be able to leave here today knowing what you want me to do with you and for you. Thank you.
That's exactly why I'm up here. Just like you guys are asking a list of demands from the principal, I as a community member am asking you for a list of demands from us as a community. What are you expecting us to do? What do you need us to do? Because we're here to work. We're not here to fight you. We're not here to argue with you. Let's get it going. Let's hold him accountable, and let's hold everybody in this room accountable, including the alumni, the students. So make a list for us. Let's get it going. We're here to help you 100%.
Yes.
I just want to say class of 72.
All right.
I was in drill team and I'm here to support whatever it is that you'd like me to do, or in class of 72. They're all waiting for me to, give them what's going on. So just let us know what you want us to do, and we have your back.
Did we get your email and your phone number and your
Oh yeah, I did.
All right.
Yeah. Ruby Cruz. Class of 72. Rough Riders. Drill team.
Took a lot of courage to say 72.
Yeah, Carlos Montes, community activist. Okay, so 6 or 7 years ago, the same thing happened at Garfield High School. We were under attack by Green Dot, the privatizers. They wanted to privatize Garfield High School because our scores were so low, we were way down, okay? So what happened, just to net it out, we united the parents, the students, and the administration, and the teachers together, and we fought against Green Dot, but we wrote our own proposal. We united, and we wrote our own proposal, submitted it to LEUSD, because basically it was the first round of public school choice when they put out the schools to bid. They were actually putting the schools out to bid. So we had to write our own proposal with all the plans, So we do need a plan and a proposal to turn Roosevelt around, and you've got all the support and help. But we did it also by doing the plan and doing the marches and rallies and exposing, what's her name back then, Yoli Flores Aguilar, who was trying to privatize Garfield, right? And we won. And Cortines said, okay, well, you do your own thing. And, I did go to Roosevelt for a year, right? And then I crossed the line, crucé la línea, muy bien para el otro lado. I went to Garfield because my parents went over there, right? So then Garfield, I hate to say it, but Garfield's doing okay, academically, etc., So Roosevelt, we can turn it around by uniting, organizing everyone and writing the proposal and turn this thing around because, Boyle Heights, sí tienen las ganas de luchar. So thank you very much.
End with one more.
We're gonna answer. We have a question.
Yes, and this is for my friend. She speaks Spanish, and I helped her write the question she had. Her question is regarding the API scores. Why is it that when 2007, the API score started declining, and it went up a little bit, but then it started declining again, and we had Plus saying that they were going to improve stuff, right? Improve the API scores. Well, she wants to know that we're here now, 2015. What's going on? How come it's taking so long for improvement? I'm putting my little 2 cents into it. It's about working as a team, and very important to have the parents involved with you guys. And like Carlos Montes said, you guys have to do a proposal. It could be done. If you guys don't get credit, you guys could do a proposal together with parents, teachers, and students leading this. So think about this and, try and do this. Now, my question is, where are you guys at now? What API scores do you guys have? and how they have 3 principals before you guys had 7, and they had problems when the children were trying to get into university because of accreditation, because they were all confused about what little high school they were in. And now, we don't want that to happen again. We can't afford that. And I may have come out the wrong way, but I've always been a volunteer in Roosevelt for many years as well, and I'm always an activist, and not just in the part of education, but especially with the children with special needs. And I just heard a little while ago that you guys, that some people go to certain schools and get the best students. To me, that's cherry picking, and that's what the charter schools do. So we got to stop that, because some of those children, which was my niece that passed away, she was a very bright student, but they always pushed her to the side because they thought she couldn't learn because she was special ed. But kids are smart. All kids are smart, and I praise you guys, and I'm really happy that you guys, are doing this, and I'm here for you guys.
Okay, I want to say, but I just want to say that we've seen the API scores, we've looked at them, but we don't know them by memory. But your niece, of course, every student, I sit in class with special needs students, and I see them just like me. They are just capable of everything, and I see how they are treated, and I am angry as well, okay?
Yes.
But we try our best as students. We're trying our best for every student to get equal, to be treated equal.
Yes.
But
that's what
we can't.
And thank you so much, because not a lot of students see it that way.
Yeah, we can't. A lot of students see it a lot. Every student, there's girls here. You guys are students from Roosevelt. Don't you guys see that we should be treating the special needs student just the same? Raise your hand. Everybody.
Thank you so much, Mija. I appreciate it.
And we cheer them on. We talk to them just like us. And we support them.
I truly appreciate it, but look into the API scores. And right now, my feeling is that we gotta get rid of Monica Garcia, because she never listens
That's
to
right.
us. Okay? It's about getting rid of that lady.
We're going to wrap it up.
Yeah.
That's right.
So your 30 seconds? Your 30 seconds?
Yeah, so we're going to do a 30 seconds of each one. Yeah. And I will get the last message.
Are you writing that down?
Dan, you go ahead and ask your question.
It's not a question. I live a block away from Roosevelt. Whenever you need me, you can call me. I have all the time in the world. And I live by myself, so I can just call, as much as I can.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I know a lot of you guys are asking, well, what can we do to help? And honestly, from right now, I can't tell you guys, specifically, okay, do this. Okay, there is something I can tell you guys to do, which is donate, right, to, I guess, okay.
So we demanded for teachers to be monitored in terms of evaluating the teaching and learning. That can happen. You could do it systematically with a support team, but of course we need your teachers and your administrators here. That can happen on a weekly. You want, I think one of the areas of need was not communicating the lesson objective. Identify the standard, write it in an objective form. Today we will be contrasting 2 characters from these 2 novels. Slap it on the wall. The teacher needs to communicate that. You need to have a focus as to what you're going to learn every day. Let me introduce myself if I may.
Yeah.
You have the floor. My name is Veronica Vega, former student body president in 1990.
Microphone.
Ph.D. former WASP reviewer. So if you need, my question is, what can I do to help? And I'm going to answer my own question. I will give up my Saturdays, I will give up my Sundays to action plan, timeline, because at the end of this year, you will have a diploma, the school will be accredited. This is
4 and 5. What are you doing? What does the after school look like? What are you doing after school? What are you doing in school? So the intervention plan is there. What's your first good quality teaching? Standards-based, objectives, right? People participating, people are actually learning. What else did you say? Mistrust in terms of the budget. It should be a clear process. I don't know now under the purview of the partnership, but every year, USD schools go through a single plan for student achievement where you look at data and it's a very transparent process. This is what the data says. These are the needs. This is what we're doing with the money. Period. End of story. Clear, transparent process. In terms of recruitment, that's pride. You know what you need? You need to recruit alumni. I unfortunately couldn't apply to the position because I was just recently appointed, or else I would have applied for being principal. And I'm sorry that I couldn't do that at this time. Give me a few years and I'll come back to Roosevelt as principal.
But I'm just going to tell you, I'm a graduate from Roosevelt High School. I graduated in 1980. I started a sports show in 2000, and I supported all these kids because these kids weren't getting recognized in the sports world. But I didn't emphasize only on sports. I emphasized on education. That was the first priority, education. I'm a big supporter of Roosevelt High School. There's a lot of people here that went to Roosevelt High School. Why is it, and it's not your fault, because your students there. But I'm an alumni, I sit in the Alumni Foundation. You know, I sit in a lot of different groups. I'm a mentor, I speak for different young people. Because I grew up in this by a single parent. I grew up on Mott Street when I was coming here. I still live in Boyle Heights. There's a lot of people here I can point out that lived here, now they're back teaching. Sal Martinez, right here, very big activist here in Boyle Heights. Does a lot of things, you know, great guy. You know? This is how old I am. I was happy when Javier Sid came back. I used to coach him at the park, Boyle Heights Sports Center. When he came back, because he cared about his community, he came back. Then we talk about education, that Roosevelt students are not doing good. They are. Look at the track record. I went to a couple of sports banquets. You guys are 3.0, 4.0, going to major universities. And they're saying that you're not doing anything? Come on. Why is it that they always have to pick on Roosevelt? There's Wilson, there's Franklin, there's Garfield, there's Huntington Park. They got to pick on Roosevelt. Now, if you look at it, you got teachers that went to Roosevelt. They're coming back because they love that school. There's one for an example right here. There's another one right there sitting down. There's that gentleman because they care about the school. Some alumni, like me, I'm still there. I still do the media for Roosevelt because I care about Roosevelt.
Oh, I'm not a
And
professional.
then you got Lance Holiday here. Lance Holiday played football. He still comes back because he cares about it. You know, but the thing is like what I'm trying to say, yes, that one lady, she said, yes, we need more alumni to come out of that foundation. We do a lot. Hey, I go to different events. I go to a lot of events. First thing they tell me, what's going on with Roosevelt?
Exactly.
I says, you know.
Yeah. We just want to say the first day of school, I mean, we're planning to give an insight to all students on what's going on with our school. We will reach out as well to all the community members, all the stakeholders, and it's time to go. I mean, we have to finish this already.
You know what? Just
put your information down on that sheet of paper. Last words, please.
I will support your students. I will support
Thank you.
them.
Thank you so much.
So just to finish wrapping up, what I want to get from this whole ordeal here is just, I really want to see outcomes. I really want to see positive outcomes. It's one thing saying you're going to do it, and it's another thing to actually go ahead and do it. So just with that being said, I really wish, I really hope for this to be an effective way for us to collaborate and just make Roosevelt a better school. Thank you.
Thank you. What I want to see out of this is for the students to continue having a social justice mindset. As students, we need to advocate. We need to fight for what we want because we're the ones being affected. So for all the students here that are attending this town hall meeting, please leave with a willingness to learn, be open-minded, fight for what you want, fight for your education because it's going to get you out of the hood. So I'm being transparent. All right? Thank you.
You did good. You did a lot.
I think it's been a really productive and fruitful time that we spent together. I really do appreciate hearing from everybody. I'm listening to your concerns and we'll move them forward. But as I said, it's time to come back to school. You'll need to come to Roosevelt. You'll need to spend time there. You'll need to give me $20. I'll give you a receipt. Because the kids are going to need materials for Spirit Week. You know, we have that hall decorating contest, the biggest art installation in the world happening at Roosevelt prior to the Classic. That's the time when we need you. We need you to bring a ladder and some masking tape and get up on that ladder and put some stuff up for us. You know, things like that. That's what makes Spirit. So plan on it. Plan on coming back. Plan on reading my emails and shooting me back at yes, I'll come and bring 10 friends. Okay?
I want to say right now, I feel like there was a lot of negativity. I feel it's kind of bad, but I mean, I hope everybody leaves with a positive mindset, ready to work. School's about to start, and we just had like 2 hours of conversation, and I hope you guys all really take that in consideration, and you guys are ready to work, because I feel like just negative things came out right now, and everything I said on Telemundo was positive. Everything was positive, and I hope you guys see the positive, see what we're capable of. Let's not point out Monica Garcia and all the bad things. I mean, they are there. We have to look into them. Okay, come on. Sometimes they don't do their job, sometimes they do. But what are we going to do about it? We just have, what we can do about it is to push ourselves and just take priorities first. What we feel like we need in our school, we need to listen to it and we need to do something about it. And don't think bad of Roosevelt, bad of this meeting, bad of anybody who attended this meeting. Think positive and think ready to work because school's about to start. Thank
you. Okay, so I have the last note. I have the last message. So it's gonna be pretty long. No, I'm kidding.
No, I don't need a mic. I want to speak from the heart. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to leave with something. I want you to leave with student success. I wear this t-shirt today. Little story, my brother grew in Boyle Heights. He now attends Boston College. He played for Javier Sid. He was a 2-time All-City linebacker. 3-time All-League linebacker, first team. He had a GPA of a 3.8. He's now attending Boston College. He got accepted to Harvard. He got accepted to Vanderbilt, to the University of Oregon, Puget Sound. You just graduated from Roosevelt High School. You just graduated from Boston College with a degree in sociology and a minor in computer science. He is now going to get his master's in education and come back to be an educator for Roosevelt students. All right. So the message I want to leave with y'all is, please invest in us. We're your future. See this t-shirt right here? It's called Success. It's a living testimony. And if you invest in us, I guarantee you all of us will be going to Harvard, Princeton, Columbia, University of Pennsylvania, all the Ivy League schools that you admire, that dream of going to. So please invest in us, because we are your future for the next 50 years. Thank you.
Amen.
What's wrong with Eli?
I'm a faculty there.
Right? What's wrong with Eli?